Hi guys, and welcome to my new vlog channel. Now this obviously is not going to be a vlog, but most of everything that will be on this channel will be vlogs with a few of these kind of videos spackled in. I'm going to be sharing my 23andMe Ancestry heritage results. I sent in a DNA sample and they were able to break down my heritage by region and country, which is really cool. A little backstory about me. A lot of times people have a very difficult time trying to guess what I am. I'm never bothered. It doesn't offend me when people say, "What are you?" Because I know I confuse people. Most of the time people think I'm Puerto Rican, Egyptian, some sort of Hispanic. I've gotten black. I have gotten white. I've gotten mixed, biracial. But I am biracial. My mother is black and I never knew my biological father. My biological father is white. I know very little about him, just from what my mother told me. So that's the reason why I had this DNA test done. I'm not going to bore you. I really am going to get right into this. So I am 56% European, 43.3% Sub-Saharan African, 0.2 East Asian Native American, and 0.4% unassigned. That just kind of means that I'm broadly something, and it was kind of a unique broad something that they couldn't quite identify. First, I'm going to go over my European heritage breakdown. When I remember getting these results, I was just floored because I finally knew, because back when I was like in elementary school, middle school, and high school, people would always be like, "Oh yeah, I'm German, Irish, and Italian." And I knew I was half white, but I never knew what my European white heritage was. And I was often really quite jealous of that because I wanted to be able to claim something. And funny enough, I'd always wanted to be British or Irish of some sort. And sure enough. So overall, when it comes to European, I'm 56% European, but I am 50.8% Northwest European. I am 19.6% British and Irish, 12% French and German, 0.2% Scandinavian, 19% broadly Northwestern European. So the highest concentration of what their for sure European heritage is 19.6% British and Irish, which is really awesome because I was kind of hoping for that. But then I am also 2.2% Southern European, 0.8% Iberian, and 1.4% broadly Southern European. Generally, when it says like broadly, it just means that you're European, but they can't really narrow down the exact region or country. And then it also says I am 3% broadly European. So yeah, I remember finding out about this and I was just completely floored. I was really excited and I couldn't believe. Actually, I think one thing I was really shocked by was French and German. I really was shocked by that because I had no idea. So down here where it says Southern European, it says I'm 0.8% Iberian. And then you kind of chug back over to the East Asian Native American, I'm 0.2%. Well, what interesting story about my great-grandfather. He always talked about his grandmother. Now I'm talking about my great-grandfather on my mother's side, who's black. He talked about how his grandmother was Mexican. And at the time, I think everyone in my family had a little bit of a hard time believing that. We weren't really sure. He could say things in playful Spanish and whatnot. So we never really kind of took it as, okay, yeah, we believe you. But I think this actually kind of confirms it. I mean, it's such a small amount, but it is there. I mean, and for me, that's like, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 generations. That's my great-great-great-grandmother. So that kind of does confirm my great-grandfather saying that his grandmother was Mexican, which was really cool. I do want to talk about Native American ancestry and African Americans. When it comes to Native American ancestry and African Americans, unfortunately, and this might upset a lot of black people, black Americans, you're probably not Native American. And if you are, it's very minute, like what I have. I'm gonna have to find the article and I'll link it in the description. But I think his name is Ben Gates. and he did the show Who Do You Think You Are, basically tracing the ancestry of celebrities. And he talked about, for some reason, a lot of black people and even a lot of white Americans think that they have Native American, when it turns out it's actually not. But they say white Americans tend to have a little bit of a higher concentration of Native Americans than black Americans. What it actually ends up being is a lot of African Americans who had ancestors who were slaves in this country. It's actually European. He was saying that there isn't a single African American in this country who was 100% sub-Saharan African. So if you are a black person in America and you know that your ancestors were once slaves in this country, chances are you have a little bit of European in you, and unfortunately it's probably not Native American. On that note, let's go right into my African ancestry. So I am 43.3% sub-Saharan African. I am 38.9% West African, which of course, obviously I'm 38.9. I'll round that up to about 39% West African, which if I were anything but West African, I'd be really confused by that, because obviously that tells me that my ancestors were slaves in this country because of the slave trade. So if you are an African American, you do get your DNA tested and it says you're West African, then you know that obviously, and of course, that your ancestors were definitely slaves in this country. I am 2.5% Central and South African, and then I'm also 1.8 broadly sub-Saharan African. So they really couldn't break that part down, unfortunately. But nonetheless, I am proud of my heritage. I love who I am. I will always continue to say I'm half black, half white, which I do want to say, technically, 50% of my biological father, who is white, 50% of my DNA comes from him. So even though it says I am 56% European, what I was telling you before about African Americans having European ancestry and not so much Native American ancestry, obviously 6% of my 56% European comes from my mother, who is black, from her ancestry. So that would be another great reason why she needs to I want her to get tested, so I can break that down, figure out what I get from her and what I get from my biological father. But nonetheless, so that has been my DNA results. It was fascinating, it was fun. It's definitely something worth doing. At the time when I got this done, it was $100. I think unfortunately through 23andMe it's gone up to about $199, but I know there's also Ancestry.com you can do it through for about $100, which I think I'll be doing that next, so keep a lookout. But yeah, so that's the end of my results. I hope you found it interesting. I know I did. I immediately felt whole. I felt like I had a lot of, I felt a bit complete when I found out the other half of who I am. But anyways, I hope you liked this video. This channel is just mainly going to be a vlog channel, but I wanted to throw out this video because I've been wanting to talk about this for so long, and I've been asked on my other channel, what are you? And so I figured I'd make a video about it. And I mean, honestly, any chance I get, I tell people about 23andMe, getting my DNA done. You can go to 23andme.com or ancestry.com and to get the process rolling. It is fun, it's fascinating, and I promise you, you're gonna learn something you didn't know. But anyways, that's the end of this vlog. If you're new to this channel and you like this video, I know I yammered my ass off. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you like queer vloggers, I'm a queer vlogger, you can subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Bye. I sent in a DNA sample of saliva.